This podcast is sponsored by ScienceBasedLearning.com. Discover your passion for languages with our innovative ebook, audiobook, and video system. Maximize retention using spaced repetition. Start your journey today.
Interactive storytelling, strategies for adult language learning success. Discover how interactive storytelling enhances adult language learning by boosting engagement, retention, and practical use of new languages. Interactive storytelling, a game changer for language learning. If you've ever wondered how to learn a language in a way that keeps you engaged and motivated, interactive storytelling might just be the key. As an adult language learner, staying interested while tackling new vocabulary and grammar rules can sometimes feel like a drag. But the good news is that incorporating stories you can shape and participate in can transform your language acquisition journey from a chore to an enjoyable challenge. Why interactive storytelling works for language learning. Language acquisition is all about exposure, context, and meaningful interaction. The science of language learning shows us that adults retain information better when it's connected to a narrative they care about. When you're not just passively reading or listening, but actively crafting a story or making choices within it, your brain lights up in new ways. Contextual learning. Stories provide real-life context that make vocabulary and phrases easier to remember because they're linked to situations and emotions. Engagement. Interactive stories require participation, so you're not just memorizing words, you're using them to influence the plot. Practice and repetition. Choosing different story paths often means repeating vocabulary and grammar structures in varied contexts. Active decision-making. Making choices in a language you're learning helps reinforce your understanding and boosts confidence. How to incorporate interactive storytelling into your language learning routine. You might be wondering, okay, how do I get started with this? Here are some practical and approachable ways to integrate interactive storytelling into your adult language learning process. Use language learning apps with story-based content. Many language apps now include story modes where you make decisions and move through a narrative, such as LingQ, Duolingo Stories, or innovative newer apps. These tools focus on both reading and listening skills, often with built-in quizzes. Create your own stories. Try writing simple stories using the vocabulary and grammar you're currently learning. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on expressing ideas. Later, you can adapt these stories into dialogues or even record yourself reading them aloud. Find interactive ebooks or audiobooks. Look for interactive ebooks or choose your own adventure audiobooks in your target language. These formats allow you to engage actively and get exposure to natural language use. Practice speaking with story prompts. Partner with a language buddy or tutor and use prompts from stories you like. Act out scenes or discuss alternative endings, which helps build conversational skills in a fun, dynamic way. Join language meetups or online communities focused on storytelling. Many online language forums and meetup groups encourage storytelling sessions or language games that involve narrative participation. What does science say about this method? The cognitive benefits of interactive storytelling are increasingly backed by research in the science of language learning. Studies show that when learners are actively involved in constructing meaning, such as deciding story outcomes or improvising dialogues, they engage multiple cognitive functions, boosting memory retention and language processing speed. This connects to the proven effectiveness of spaced repetition, a method where vocabulary and structures are reviewed at carefully timed intervals. When stories are repeated in different scenarios or retold with slight variations, they naturally incorporate spaced repetition, enhancing adult language learning. If you want to try a system that combines these science-based principles with interactive storytelling, check out the resources available at ScienceBasedLearning.com. They offer a simple ebook, audiobook, and video language learning system combined with an online practice app that uses the science behind spaced repetition to maximize your learning and retention. It's perfect for adult learners aiming to make steady progress in an efficient and enjoyable way. Final thoughts on interactive storytelling. Whether you're working on improving your fluency or just starting to learn a new language, mixing interactive storytelling into your study routine can add a layer of fun and effectiveness that traditional methods might lack. It's not just about memorizing, it's about experiencing your new language actively and creatively. So instead of just flipping through flashcards or repetitive drills, try weaving yourself into a story where you control the narrative. This engaging method doesn't just help with vocabulary and grammar, it builds your confidence and enthusiasm for continued learning. Remember, language learning is a journey, and the more interactive and exciting you make it, the more naturally your skills will grow. For tools and techniques grounded in the science of language learning, don't forget to visit sciencebasedlearning.com. There you'll find a streamlined system designed to help you learn a new language effectively, utilizing storytelling and spaced repetition in a clear and practical way.